Good afternoon, my name is Paul Hand. I'll be your commentator for Day 6 semi-finals of the Total BWF Thomas and Uber Cup Finals 2016. World-class badminton from the Kunshan Sports Centre, a 70-hectare site bordering the Kunshan University to the west. An international city with unique charm. The group stages finished on Wednesday. Thursday we witnessed the quarterfinals, and today there are 4 teams in both the Thomas and Uber Cups within touching distance of the Thomas and Uber Cup trophies. China were unceremoniously ejected out last night by Team Korea 3-1. The host nation sent packing as top seeds, which is remarkable. There's just confirmation of what we'll be watching. Korea in the Thomas Cup semi-finals, 1 o'clock local time, up against Indonesia. So it's the 3rd and 4th seeds doing battle respectively. Got some pre-event entertainment in the background. There's where we are in the draw. We're in the top half of the Thomas Cup draw. And Malaysia and Denmark, well, they'll be doing battle later this evening on Show Court 1, 7 o'clock local time. So there's the team. Korea, Son Wan-ho at the front leading. He'll be out first, the world ranked 9th player, and then Lee and Yu in doubles, of course, the undisputed world number ones. They'll be up against the number 2 doubles pair in the world, Hendra, Setiawan and Mohammad Ahsan. So that's just confirmation of that. Tommy Sugiarto is the highest ranked player in the team, but I'm told that he's not playing first singles because they've opted to put in young Jonatan Christie, world ranked 19th. So there's just confirmation of the sides. And you can see Son Wan-ho, what a result that was last night for him, having that terrific win over Chen Long. A career result for him. He'd beaten him once before in Korea in a Team Cup event, in which he particularly seems to play so well in team events, does Son Wan-ho. But really is a very, very quick athlete, and that was a phenomenal win. So Indonesia, with a rich history of success themselves at the Thomas Cup, with 13 titles to their name. Their last win was in 2002, and if 13 titles isn't enough, they've also had 5 runner-up showings too. Korea, as the 4th seeds, they've lost twice in finals, 2008 and 12. And the last hosting in New Delhi, Indonesia lost in the semi-finals. So a good consistent showing from both teams in this event. Hence their seeded status of 3rd and 4th. So over 67 years of Thomas Cup history then, only 4 nations have ever won the title. Is 2016 the year that Korea make it into the illustrious pack? Japan have prized their name onto the trophy. Will it be Korea to continue their golden run? Well, time will tell, and by the end of today, our finalists will be inked into the draw. So the court officials are ready on courts 1 and 2. We've gone from 4 courts down to 2 courts today. A bit more space efficient, just adding to the atmosphere. So the players for court 1 are being introduced. That's China, the top seeds and outright favourites in the Uber Cup event. They're up against India on the adjacent court to us today. And here's Ahsan, who will be paying close attention to this opening pivotal single. Son Wan-ho, that's the man that beat Chen Long last night. What a result that was for this 28-year-old.
Jonatan, Christie, Indonesia.
World champion, quarter-finalist of 2014 is Son. There's his respectful opponent.
First toast, red, yellow.
Jonatan
Red.
Christie. A very fresh looking
yellow.
look, if you will, to the Indonesian team.
好，现在的各位观众朋友，我们的比赛马上开始，让全场一起为我们的球员
But
加油
I
呐
can
喊
tell you
吧！
that he had a 2-3 head deficit against Son Wan-ho. So, and he's played, he's won 3 of the last 4 matches, Tommy Sugiarto, but I don't know, they've gone with the youngsters. All 3 players of Indonesia are 20 or younger. And that's a brave move, but you'd imagine they are the 3 players of the future. A really young, strong pack. Son Wan-ho, there he is, 28 years old. Ranked 9th currently, been as high as 4th in the world. That was back in March of last year. He lost the group match to Lee Chong-wei. That's the only loss he's taken. Other than that, he's had 3 wins. So 3 from 4, pretty good, I'd say. And certainly beating the world #1 last night was phenomenal. We were all glued to that. So he's 5'9" tall. And, well, he's made semi-finals of the Korean Masters in the past and the China Open, but turning our attention now to Jonatan Christie. 4 wins from 4, the 18-year-old. Very, very strong. Been as high as 9th in the world. But currently ranked 19th. Though he's been taken twice here to a 3rd game, as you can see, against Thailand and Hong Kong as well, a team who they've played twice, unusually. They played Hong Kong on the Sunday, won 5-0, then they beat them on Thursday in the rematch, 3-1 in the quarterfinals. So the young 18-year-old then, 5'10", marginally taller, Jakarta born and bred he is, the man in white on the right of your picture. He won his first international senior title aged 15, an international challenge in Indonesia in 2013. Quite remarkable for one so young. He was runner-up again in the same tournament, 2014. Won the Swiss Open, 2014 as well. And he's twice silver medalist at the World Junior Championships, 2013 and 14. Other heralded results for this young man. Semi-finals of the Malaysian Open this year, so he's playing very well. And he's a very talented, strong lad, and that's why he is leading the pack today. They've pitted his skills against Son Wan-ho. Well, here's the question on everybody's lips, is how did Son react to the win against Chen Long? Did he sleep well, for example?
Korea,
Represented by and adulation. There's our umpire, Rohana De Silva.
Indonesia,
The service
represented by
judge,
Jonatan Christie.
Zhao from China.
Korea to serve, low ball.
Son Wan-ho to get us underway.
Service over, 1 low.
Tumbling net shot and a good finish. Did he touch the net? Son gestured to the umpire. On the reverse slice then, just flipping the tape. But it's interesting, we just touched on the fact that this young man, Son Wan-ho, his 2nd win over Chen Long, but more importantly, here in China, what a cracking result that was for him last night. And that really did start the rot as far as the Chinese team were concerned. Fu and Jung in the doubles had, I think it was about 3 match points in their match against Lee Yong-dae and Yu Yong-seun, but couldn't convert them. And Lee and Yu, typically so, went on to win the match. They're 3 from 3, so So, deadlock already then, 2 points all in this opening men's singles. Now, interestingly, last night when I was watching, with my feet up in the hotel, watching Son Wan-ho play Chen Long, it seemed when he was this end playing with the slight drift on his back that he was reluctant to clear with the drift behind him. And as a consequence, well, he struggled when he did that. And that was in the second game that he was this end. And of course, without that ability to clear, there wasn't as much variety in his game. As a consequence, he lost that game. Chen Long levelled up. But he got himself back together with a lot more variety. He was clearing and tight net shots as well, with the drift on his face from the other end. And that's where he was for the deciding game. And it really worked for him. But it's going to be interesting today to see how he plays this game. This end. Nothing between them so far. This young man, it's a huge moment. Being promoted to play #1 singles, where so far throughout the tournament he's been playing down at #2, behind his buddy Tommy Sugiarto, world ranked 8th, of course. Tommy been as high as 3. Well, he might only be 18, but he's as strong as a bull. Jonatan Christie. How do you handle all the adulation and praise after beating somebody like Chen Long? I guess it depends on your nature, how humble you are, and if you can just put it to bed in your mind, really, and switch off. How he did sleep last night. I'm really curious how he comes out here. Physically, no doubt about it, he is like rocket fast around the court. Incredible athlete. Does he have that edge today? For consecutive performances. So just starting to pull away then. 3 points in a row for Seong. In a row then for Son Wan-ho. Make that 5, so pressure starting to tell on the young 18-year-old from Indonesia now. Thunderous cross-court smash. Oh, what a remarkable run. 6 in a row for Son Wan-ho. opponent, Son, heading to the mid-game interval then with a 6-point buffer. Well, it seems that he's dealt with all of the adulation, beating Long very, very well. He's come out here making a sparkling start, Ahsan, after just 7 minutes. He's well and truly in the lead here and dealing pretty comfortably with a man that he's never played before. No head-to-head showings between these two, which is perhaps why Indonesia picked the young man, because, you know, Son would be not unaware of him because he's got a pretty good ranking at 19th in the world, but you know, it's unusual that they haven't played. You can see his stature, look at the size of his legs, he's very well muscled, this boy. It's a lot to carry around, but when he gets behind the shuttle, he can really give it a good old bang. Both made it. Brilliant smash, just piercing through the back line. Many unforced errors for Jonatan Christie, and sees Son now with a 9-point advantage, which at the moment I can't see how Jonatan Christie can turn this one around. There's not been that many convincing signs from the youngster yet. Wow, now that was powerfully struck. Of course, were semi-finalists this time 2 years ago, in New Delhi. Excellent tight net shot from Son. Subtle concentration, Christie isn't performing, or is it just pressure from Son? Because he's missing by the smallest of margins, but that can make the biggest of differences in a game like that. And again, relatively straightforwardness by his lofty standards. The Son with a stranglehold over this one now. Allows him to just be that little bit more imaginative. He has room to manoeuvre and play more expansive badminton.
7-16.
Well, it was that run from 4-all, 6 straight points. Only pegged back for a point, and then another run of 3 straight. Oh, teetered, didn't it? Couldn't make up its mind which way it was going.
17-7.
Fortune favouring the Korean. Oh. It thought about wriggling over. combination of them both. Song Wan-ho really doing a good, tight job on his opponent, keeping the pressure on him, and what with his great athleticism, just making the badminton court seem about the size of a postage stamp that Christie has to hit into. All the Korean at the moment, and he's 2 points away from the opening game here. With a very strong showing. Beautiful, wonderful slice. Gave it the glare. Neither player opting to challenge so far in this opening game. So, with a very comfortable scoreline, Korean player, multiple game points. Wonderful. Well, that's what he's capable of doing. We've only seen glimmers so far. Leave, just wide. Good for length, but not width. Power smash from Song Wan-ho to secure the opening game. He'll be standing just that little bit more comfortably, knowing that he had quite a stranglehold over his opponent in that opening game, and drift-wise, in the next game, he'll have the slight subtle drift on his face as well, so he can be even more creative with more aggressive clears and such like.
Gak ada pukul yang bahaya. Semes itu karena kamu udah nyolong aja. Sisanya gak ada yang bahaya. Kapan? Gak ada. Kamu sering mati 10 poin. Kamu bersiap poin dari ilukan. Ya tunggu. Nah enak pulang. Cok mati tangan.
Exciting times for Indonesian badminton. 3 young players, all 20 or under. Indonesia were outstanding in badminton for generations, 70s, 80s, 90s. There's 4 young players, including a fellow called Keun and Mustafa, who's playing 3rd here today. Anthony Ginting playing 2nd singles today. He's 19 and he's 20. Well, there's 4 of them that are going to be pushing each other very, very hard within their training environment to become very good, you would imagine. So, is there going to be a sea change here, or will Song Wan-ho ride this one out, having played a really tidy opening game? His opponent was generous with a few unforced errors, but let's see what it brings. So in this first of the 2 men's semi-finals, Song Wan-ho, a game to the good. older and stronger. It's going to be something else overhead. Wonderful slice. He used that very effectively on a few occasions. Very deceptive, just carving around the outside of the shuttle. There though, pulled the trigger on that one. Does make you wonder, doesn't it, just how much it took out of him, the whole Chen Lon experience. Last night, not much rest after that really. It was a late finish, remember. Now, this man, the ascendancy. Something we're not familiar with so far. Problem that end. Too aggressive, punch that ball too hard, just flies on so easily. Right at the body. Oh, he's found the line. Wonderful strike. Did well to recover that. Technical accuracy. Aided by the net as well. Silky hand skills here, look, just taking the pace off it and drop like a stone. But still, it's the younger player in white, Jonatan Christie, with his nose in front here by a point. Good deceptive backhand, wasn't it? Caught Christie napping. Forehand, I should say, that one there was very deceptive. Oh, thunderous.
Service over. 6.
What a bright future you'd imagine this young man has in white. To be competing at this level at such a young, tender age is phenomenal. Really, really good. You know, I was watching a lot of the Uber Cup events as well, of course, commentating on that. And having watched Clara Azamendi, for example, from Spain, big, tall, 18, but you know, she's got a lot of, with respect to a lot of physical work to do to get faster, stronger in the core. This young man, he's built like a bull already. Rather like Rafael Nadal was in tennis, to contest with the men in the senior game.
7. 5.
But to win a senior title, age 15, in Indonesia, that international challenge in 2013, that really is going some. A little too excited. Tried to be too deceptive there with that backhand.
6. 7.
Plays very really ritualistically, doesn't he, with the feathers, and there's a pre-serve ritual that's very strong, and of course that really settles the players down, those kind of rituals. It's their go-to under pressure. Well, still no challenges. I'm surprised he didn't that one, because he looked quite adamant that it found the line. Lines judge didn't think so. And it was an awful lot of the change of ends. It seems to have really helped Jonatan Christie. That's a gorgeous reverse slice. Now, suddenly, is it subtle concentration, or we'll never know, but it looks like it, doesn't it? Suddenly those shots that he was missing in the opening game are all going his way now. So perhaps he's just settled into the scene here on court 2. He's probably fully aware, of course he is fully aware of the momentous occasion that this is for him, but he's really got to step up in Sugiarto's absence. And perhaps he was feeling that from the off, but he just seems a lot more still-eyed and into the match. And he lead though, albeit just by 1 point, has soon been pegged back by S1-Ho. Thunderous. And when you watch players like Lee Chong-wei and the really top players, when they smash and what have you, they're just so quick to back it up and close the net down and spike the next shot if they need to. Whereas sometimes, perhaps, if you're too muscled, one would imagine it might be quite challenging to do that on a regular basis. Good lead. Very good, especially considering the drift was kind of blowing towards the court as well. That was very brave as he levels up in this game now. Can he somehow find a way to gain a run of 3 points possibly against this opponent? Well, Song Wan-ho, who again, in keeping with the opening game, just has his nose in front as we head to the mid-game interval. But much better from Jonatan Christie, you'll agree. And a run of 4 points at the very start of the game. Having gone 2-love down, he then went 4-2 up, which would be encouraging. But pegged back very nicely by this man, who's very, very close on his tails. His coattails, I should say. So the Korean looking relatively untroubled. He's having to work particularly hard this second game. But there don't seem to be any letdown from the Chen-Long match last night. Indeed, he's continuing in that vein of form. He's always performed well in team competition, so Song Wan-ho. One of the biggest features of this match is that Korea are exceptionally strong in their men's doubles. 3 pairs inside the top 6 of the world ranking list. Remarkable. When you consider Shin Bak-chol and Go Sung-hyun, as well as their 3rd pair, former world champions of 2014 Copenhagen. Of course, they beat Lee and Yu in that all-Korean final back then, so they've got depth in that doubles. Both doubles, they'll be very strong, as they were yesterday. The top pair had to fend off 3 match points against China, Fu and Jung. Now that's what I'm talking about, that sort of incident there. Would Lee Chong-wei have made that? You know he would. So he's either got to find a way of killing the point just that little bit quicker through his power, or getting slightly more super agile. I remember Rafael Nadal in tennis came to tennis as a very strong, bull-looking lad with musculature very similar to this fellow, and biceps, yeah, very, very physically imposing and very heavy as a consequence. And of course, with all the knee issues that Rafa Nadal had, in the end he ended up losing quite a bit of weight when he took time away because of the bad knees, and well, as a consequence went on to come back very, very effectively from a long layoff. You know, it's just about working your body out, how it works best. And of course, at 18, you still really are, well, pretty much a child, aren't you, in a way, playing in a man's world. So he will develop, he'll get to understand his body better and better. And that's said with the utmost respect. I'm not demeaning the lad or patronising. I think he's a terrific player already. But I think when he figures out exactly, you know, how to work with himself better and better over the years, he'll refine himself to be better, stronger, leaner. Good lead. A very well-engineered point. So he's staying in touch here. He's only 2 points shy of Son now. But it's about now that if he's going to come through this game, you feel he really does need to break. Get a run of 2-3 points, some serious momentum. Tight net shot, that'll help. 3 in a row then, from 12-15 to 15 all as they hit the towel. Well, he's had a run of 4 when he was 2-love down at the start of this game. Now a run of 3 points, encouraging play for the young Indonesian. He's been on court almost half an hour, and he's acquitted himself very, very well. Now, could he just accelerate in front here? Well, it's a big feature of the Korean's game, isn't it? His defence is so super nimble and agile and such good reach. He just seems to get the shuttle back time and again. It really troubled Chen Long last night, and it is so again for the young man here. So Team Korea delighted just behind the court with their inflatable clappers. You see the two Kims back there going crazy. Makes you wonder how much energy they're going to have if they do need to play doubles themselves later. A good finish from Jonatan Christie, well played. But he's still work to do. So close to having a little mini breakthrough in terms of multiple points in a row, but just not quite. He's had a, as I say, a run of 4, run of 3. Thunderous, right through the right hip of Christie. That was perfectly directed, struck with real venom. So he's 2 points away from giving his team the 1-0 match lead in this tie. Both players vying for a spot in this year's Thomas Cup final. Both teams, I should say. Team Korea delighted, just needs one more now for match point opportunities. There it is, as young Jonatan Christie spills wide with the smash into the doubles alley. Son-Wan-Ho with a smile etched all over his face. He's delighted. He's come through that one really, really well. And a despondent look, conversely, for his opponent, who acquitted himself well, but not today. So Son-Wan-Ho, the man of the moment. What a 24 hours or 36 hours or so he's had. Fabulous. Salutes his fans. And, well, there's just confirmation of the scoreline then. After 35 minutes 21-10, 21-16. We'll be back with the first of the men's doubles up next. So don't go too far. Here come our players then. Led out by Lee Yong-dae from South Korea and Yong Seong. World number ones against the world number twos. What a treat we have lined up for you. Mohammad, Ahsan, Hendra, Setiawan.
Oh, sorry. This got Service is second.
So there we are then, the housekeeping done. I didn't really get to see what was quite happening or who won the toss there, but there we are then. There's the man of the moment, Lee Yong-dae, world #1. Owns 42 Super Series titles in men's doubles and mixed combination. 27 years old, Lee Yong-dae, his partner 29 years old. Confirmation that they will be playing the world #2s, world #1s against world #2s. Doesn't get better than that, does it, viewers? And, well, Ahsan and Setiawan. Let's hope that Ahsan's back. He's had sort of continued back problems, hasn't he, over the years? So, Yeon, Seong, 29 years old. Recently, they won the Asian Championships in Wuhan and also the Bonnie China Masters together. So they've won 7 titles in 2015, which is really going some, these two. From Junong in South Korea, this man. 27 years old. He's an Olympic bronze medalist in men's doubles, London 2012. Turning our attention to Hendra Setiawan. Well, they've been as high as one in the world in August 2014. Twice world champions, these two together. Although Hendra has been 3 times. But twice with this partner. 9 Super Series titles together. So it really is a very high pedigree match, if you like. Very highly decorated players, we'll argue, well, the best in the world, as simple as that. So you can see there, Lee and Yu leading the head-to-head 7-5. So they've met 12 times. This will be the 13th time then over the years. They've done battle. So 7-5 is obviously very, very close in terms of their head-to-head showings. But interestingly, Ahsan and Setiawan have played Chung and Tan Xion from Hong Kong twice. They beat them once and lost in the second showing. And they've only played twice, have Ahsan and Setiawan, probably because of that very back problem. Let's hope he's fit enough to see this one through. Yeah, so they played the same team twice, remarkably, on the Sunday and the Thursday. Beat them in straight games on the Sunday, very close straight games, like 22-20 and 21-19, and then lost the very next time. So they are pretty well rested, Ahsan and Setiawan. And let's see what this match brings. Both teams full of vast experience. As our umpire and service judge. So if you are just joining us, South Korea leading the tie, the semi-final, playing for a place in the final. They're 1-0 up in the overall match. And this is the start of the first men's doubles. So Lee and Yu have played 3 and won 3. They might be just that little bit sharper than Ahsan and Setiawan, who've only played 2 and won 1.
Serves over 1-0.
They've all got their business faces on, they're all very focused. But it's which team can keep on the attack, basically. That's what good doubles is about, keeping that one-up, one-back situation.
Serves over 2-4.
Well, the 4 most experienced doubles players in the world going toe-to-toe here on court 2. Brilliant. Well, I can tell you there's an Uber Cup match over on court 1 adjacent, and that's what all the hullabaloo's all about. It's really, obviously the match is young because they started the same time as us, but Lee Jure is doing battle with Sen and Newal, and they're locked in early in the third and deciding game over there of the opening singles. That, like us, they are all playing for a place in the final as well. China, the strong favourites, as they are against whoever they play in the women's event. So deadlock here still. 3-all. Oh, nice from Ahsan. So deceptive.
5-3.
Take a look at it again. Here it comes. Oh, we were obscured there by Setiawan at the net. But perhaps that's the reason why the opponents didn't read it as well. Wonderful little flick.
Service over. 4-5.
Above the waist, fault call. Team Korea disputing it. First fault called in this match.
Seven.
Well, I guess one of the talking points here is how undercooked are Ahsan and Setiawan, having only played twice. They might be wonderfully fresh as a consequence. They're not jaded physically. Oh, blistering pace, couple of smashes, you couple that with some wonderful touch around the net, and there you have the second best pairing in the world, playing such effective, varied badminton. Wins from Hendra Setiawan. The 31-year-old just take that serve. Oh, that was thunderous. Flat, hard drive right into the body of Yeon, mercilessly. Really got hold of this. Look at that. Caught everybody by surprise, that one. Again, struck above the waist.
Service over.
A very stern look on the service judge's face. Well, twice. In what, 5 points? Service point fourth chord. So, plenty to ponder then going into the mid-game interval. The world number ones, Lee and Yong, trailing marginally. It's just a 3-point deficit. In which they'll need to recover. Ahsan with the
11 play.
warm wear on under his legs to keep warm, perhaps to aid the sore back, possibly.
9-11.
Wonderful response from Yeon, or from you, I should say. Hendra, Setiawan, such a force around the net when he's that close. He's just, with his big wingspan as well at 5'11", he's tricky to get the shuttle past. Mohammad Ahsan at the back is, they just complement each other so well, and they can play both back and front court with equal effect.
13-10.
Oh, that's a gorgeous slice.
14-10.
So deceptive. Well, the Indonesians with the 5-point cushion now. The top seeds seemingly feeling the pressure.
Service over. 11-15.
Oh, that's brilliant. Chasing into the body of Yu, who just couldn't reflex anything back when normally he's so good. It just had that little injection of extra pace from Ahsan.
Service over.
These guys have
12-16.
got almost extrasensory powers, haven't they? The way that they perceive the shuttle so quickly. Light years ahead of the rest of the pack. Just really quick reflexes and fast hand-to-eye coordination. so good at turning defence into attack, frankly, as well. But still, it's the Indonesians with the marginal upper hand. Standing ovation from several of them as Ahsan really came alive there with a renewed intensity. Well, they won their last showing in December 2015 of the Dubai World Superseries finals, of course, with Ahsan and Setiawan. 21-15 in the deciding game. Said that, they lost 2 days earlier in the Group A stages of the same event in straight games. Oh, that's nice. Just done with ease and grace and time and calm. They also beat Yeon in the final with Ahsan and Setiawan of the BWF World Championships of 2015 back in August. Thunderous power from Yong, crashed it down the line. 15-20. 1 game point saved. We'll make that 2 now. Found the line according to the lines judge. Lee is not bothering to challenge. He must have been convinced as well. Yep, on the inside of the line. I'd say he just turns around to has a glance at the lines judge, but there was hands down. So after a quarter of an hour then, Ahsan and Setiawan from Indonesia take the opening game of this critical, pivotal match in the overall time. And to remind you, if you have just turned your telly on, however you're choosing to watch this, on your laptop, your tablet or whatever, Team Indonesia lost the opening match because S1-Thomas took out Jonatan Christie in straight games. 21-10, 21-16 after just 35 minutes. A good experience for the youngster who acquitted himself particularly well in the second game. They're like a couple of married couples, these four, aren't they? Spent so much time on the road together at tournaments, on court, and of course when you go through the fire together of competitive badminton, you really do form a relationship. What an atmosphere building on the adjacent court. Is serving for the match. 3 match points against Sen and Ewal, China, India,
20 seconds. Shot 2, 20 seconds.
So, can these two keep a stranglehold and a headlock over their opponents in purple and blue, the Koreans the other end? Or will Korea fight back as they do so well? Last night, remember, they say 3 against Team China in doubles. Second game then, Indonesia again for the good.
Service over. 1. Service over. 1. Hold.
Slipped and couldn't really get any purchase on the surface there, Ahsan. See him, his back foot slip away from him, frustratingly. Watch, here he goes. Then as he pushes off, he just couldn't quite get any traction. Carries a calm on the match court, doesn't he? Very assured. It's a brilliant lead from Mohammad Ahsan.
2, 3. Service over. 4-2.
Somehow, to the delight of this man, Ahsan. They're under a lot of pressure there, pummeling smashes, but that one just dribbled over the net. So they stay in touch in this slightly trickier end to play with the subtle drift on their back, so they can't punch the clears quite as firmly.
5-3.
有请技术官员入场。
Following match conclusion for the semi-final tournament of the BWF Cup 2016 women's singles, as well as the technical officials.
5-3.
有请运动员入场。
Now let's welcome the players.
王世贤，中国。
王世贤 China.
辛国武，古加尔拉，印度。
辛国武 印度。
裁判员袁景宇，日本。发球裁判伊万霍，波克尔尼，克罗地亚。
goes from Ahsan.
5-4.
Look how quickly he sees this. So quick to pounce. I mean, that is just silky hand skills to be able to just touch that over so delicately. Such a tight net shot here. Even Yu, with all of his speed, couldn't dig that one out. So, as anticipated, another tightly contested game.
8-6.
These two, marginally older, just a little bit more experienced than 31 years of age, managing their opponents so effectively. Wonderful slice.
9-6.
Such a clever little jump just prior to the smash, as well as if to say, I'm going to hit it thunderously, but not so. Taking all the pace out. Just delightful to watch. Control from Mohammad there off the back. And watch this. Just the lights out rat-a-tat rally, and then look at that. That is just full of confidence. Quite belittling, wasn't it? How early did you see the shuttle? And they both carried that sort of still-eyed gaze of men that are totally and utterly consumed with what they do. 1 point at a time is all that matters. Oh, they're the kings of smash variety. Incredible. That rally had it all. Look at this. Red lines at that one, takes the speed out of that one for a clean winner. Fabulous skills. Just a treat to watch when they're in full flow, as indeed Lee Yong-dae and Yeon Seong. But it's Ahsan and Setiawan who have control of this match. Desperate to avenge that 5-7 trailing head-to-head. Winning today will bolster that.
20 seconds. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Lanka. 11-6. Play. Over 7-6. 11.
Well, isn't it amazing? Men of this stature still turn around to their coach and look for advice from time to time.
12-7.
So still a game and 5 points separate them. And it's the white and red team that are leading. Too generous a clear, despite having the drift on his face. It spills long over the back line. Now, is this a doable recovery? Well, you'd have to say absolutely yes for the world number ones, the Koreans. Oh, but lady luck again, falling the way of Mohammad Ahsan. Well, just getting spoken to about slow play. I need you to speed up.
Serves over. 8-14.
Absolutely gorgeous. He has been owning the court with that pattern of play.
15-8.
Up overhead, look at the reverse slice was to die for, wasn't it? Absolutely gorgeous.
Serves over. 9-15.
Landed on the line, hands down from the line, judge. Characteristically, he let that one go. He had a play on it as well. He's only 5'8".
17.
Doesn't he give it a rip though when he really wants to, Mohammad Ahsan? Four points away from the W now to level up this tie. Oh, he's see again. That is just deceptively awesome. Devastating effect on the opponents. Look at this. It's just cheeky. That's what it is. Well, they've been brilliant today. They've orchestrated the play from the off. And have been at times unplayable.
20.
Sheer class.
11.
9 match point opportunities. They've kept the Koreans out of the match through very effective patterns of play. Oh, it is long. Thank heavens for you, because that would have been quite embarrassing had it landed in on match point down. Very, very well left. So still another 8 match point opportunities for the world number 2s. Brilliant. Look at what it meant to Ahsan. Delighted at the end of that one. Second match point opportunity was what it took, and they get it done. 21-15, 21-12 in a very well played encounter. 34 minutes was all that it took, and that is a great performance. The head-to-head then goes to 6-7 in favour of Lee and Yu, but more importantly, they level this semi-final tie. What are they playing for? Well, it's all at stake. A place in the Thomas Cup final tomorrow. We've got the second men's singles coming up shortly.
场场地，接下来将要进行康斯杯分组赛，韩国队对阵印度尼西亚队的第3场男子单打。首先有请技术官员入场。
Our players grace the court then. First out from Korea, Lee Dong-kyun, world ranked 16th. He's had a good, steady incline in his ranking of late. He's up against another Indonesian talent, Anthony Ginting, 19 years old. So Lee has elected to serve, and it's going to be from the far end of the court, because Anthony Ginting electing the left as we look at them. So Ginting will have the slight drift on his back. And Lee Dong-kyun, who's had 1 from 3 wins this tournament. Ginting, only 19 years old, from Kimahi, West Java, only 5'7", the 19-year-old. Another one of the young Indonesian pack, all under 20 years old. He's the 4th of 5 children, is Anthony. And, in 2014 Nanjing Youth Olympic and World Junior Championship bronze medalist, so he's a man of stature. He's had a good junior career. Quarterfinals of the Indonesian Open last year, semi-finals of the Hong Kong Open last year as well, semi-finals Vietnam Open, and the Indonesian Masters as well. So he didn't play yesterday, but he did play in 2 matches. This fellow, turning our attention to Lee Dong-kyun then, lost to Zainuddin of Malaysia and Lin Dan as well, the 25-year-old. 16th in the world, but he's off his career high. As I say, his ranking has really sort of gone steadily up, which is always quite encouraging rather than sort of jolts up and down. So in terms of this tournament's results, you can see he lost to Lin Dan yesterday in just over half an hour. What a tough ask that is. And well, he lost to Zainuddin as well. So he's 1 from 3. 2 career titles to his name. He won the Korean Masters and the Mexico Grand Prix. Did Lee Dong-kyun. And he's playing off that career high ranking of 16. So on paper, being what, 7 or so world ranking spots above, he should win. But Anthony Ginting, I've not seen him play before, but I'm told he's a very talented young player with a bright future. So Indonesian badminton very much on the up. Indeed, all of their 3 singles players are almost within the top 30. Ihsan Mustafa, if we do get to see him play, he has been ranked 30th, but he's ranked currently at 31 in the world. So really encouraging for the Indonesian badminton squad. So players pretty much ready to play in this, our 3rd match of the semi-final tie.
All right, Indonesia, represented by Anthony Ginting. Mohammad, Korea, represented by Seong.
So Lee Yong-dae to get us underway. Lee Dong-kyun, I should say. Beg your pardon. Lee Dong-kyun. no head-to-head showing between these two. There, but wow, what a lot of explosive power Anthony has. Look at this. Again, testament to the power of Ginting. Forces the error. In as well. Such a physically demanding point, but he had it all under control here. Terrific lift. So that was well in by badminton terms. Just spilling wide. It's a 4-point lead for Lee Dong-kyun now. Like a 19-year-old, doesn't he, Anthony Ginting? Obviously got a lot, well, a little bit more growing to do compared to Jonatan Christie, who really is, in comparison, a beast, isn't he, physically? Oh, just over pressing. Right idea. Missed by much. Brilliant. Thunderously pulled the trigger down the line with the smash. He gave a run of points to Lee Dong-kyun. The 4-point run. That'll bolster Lee's confidence, you'd imagine. shared misjudgments then from both.
5, 7.
Takes a little while to settle though to the surroundings, the atmosphere, the feel out here. Focusing down, trying to cut out all the distractions and lock down on the shuttle. Keep your eyes down to the job at hand. Easier said than done. Oh, absolutely gorgeous block from Lee. It's drizzled over here so nicely. Look at that. Keeping the pressure on so well. Excellent rally for this man. Very, very strong. Well played. Tumbling that shot from the top draw. Well, you can see why Team Indonesia is so excited about this young man, as well as Jonatan Christie. They've got it all going on, haven't they? Brilliant. Just fabulous. He's a treat to watch, isn't he? And showing good mental skills to claw back from, what was it, 8-5 to 8-all. So Lee, in keeping with the marginally higher world ranking of 7 spots at 16th in the world. I don't understand why you would stare at the umpire and sort of facially frown but not make a challenge, unless he wants to save it for another occasion. lucky there, but he heads to the mid-game interval with a 2-point lead. Does lead Yong Keun. So, does the young player have the skills to turn this opening game around? The 25-year-old going to keep a strong hold over him. 6 years is senior, 6 years is a long time in competitive men's badminton. So a lot of experience that's gone under the bridge with this man. And by contrast, at 19, he's pretty much only really just popped out of the world of juniors, and there's an absolutely void of difference between the two games. So does he have what it takes to really contest against Keun? That's brilliant. That's really well constructed. They're delighted. Peppering the smash towards that low backhand. It's really smart play from Anthony. Oh, shame, because he played some backhand blocks in that rally of such angle and stature, really commanding the point from start to finish there. Just got a little overexcited on the final smash. So just a momentary break while we've got the quarter tendon on. Expectations then on this man, you'd imagine, being 6 years older and a 6 foot higher on the world ranking, maybe 7. Yeah, Ginting's 23rd in the world and Lee 16th. So my maths, 7. Just about worked that out. It's been a long week, but we've seen some terrific badminton throughout. Now at semi-final stage, of course, if you are just tuning in. We'll be bringing you Malaysia, the 6th seeds, up against Denmark, the 2nd seeds, in our 2nd men's semi-final tonight from Court 1, 7 o'clock local time. Your commentary team, Jill Clark and Steen Pedersen. My name's Paul Hand. It's been a terrific week. Really enjoyed watching all the top badminton on fair. the idea, but not quite the Lindown deception, and skills there. Lovely opportunity. It's always a tough one trying to play that off shot like that. Inside out, if you will. But it certainly is a visionary, this lad. And that's encouraging. That's thunderous. I really like that combination of the tight cross net shot and then the big banging smash to back it up. Your opponent's trying to retreat. It's in. Still no challenge. With the advantage of 2 points here. Well, it's been a standout feature of this man's game. The power in that smash and accuracy as well. He's varied it very, very effectively. There's 3 points from the 4 points from the opening game. Fabulous smash from Lee. He was just got a little bit more adventurous at the right time there. Can be a little too passive, and we've seen Ginting managing to smash several effective winners away, simply just down to the passivity of Lee Dong-kyun. He needs to take ownership of the point far quicker, you'd imagine. Certainly, Ginting is driving most of these points. And where he was a little errant at the top of the game, now he's a lot more solid. So there's still 2 points between them. Athleticism a little too much and staying in the point, and well, he's certainly been looking for it now. Indonesian coach is delighted, and of course, if one so young can get a positive experience at this international level, then it's so good, because the more he'll think about it, and sort of subconsciously as he goes to bed at night, you know, it'll all be running through his head. And it's about, as a coach, trying to sustain a young player's win-loss ratio, about 70 to 30 ideally. Because winning, of course, becomes a habit. So well. No head-to-head showings to go on, but he's acquitting himself brilliantly here. Ginting, 21-18, gets it under his belt. He'll be delighted with that, the young 19-year-old. Confirmation of the score. First game to Anthony Ginting. The Indonesian number 2. Playing some really good badminton. Crackling atmosphere in here today. Semi-finals day, all building up to the climax of the finals. Uber Cup finals, of course, are tomorrow. And, Thomas Cup is on Sunday. So both Thomas Cup winning semi-final teams will have a day off. That'll be gratefully received, you'd imagine. So can this man hold on and win another game, or will he be overcome by the sense of occasion? It doesn't look like that. He's going out and getting it, that's for sure. With that sort of mentality, he's looking good. isn't he? Hitting it so well, but just spilling wide there. Showing for Indonesia, 2012. Before that, 2008. So if they're going every 4 years, according to that pattern, this year is the year that they're due to get to the final. Beg your pardon, the Koreans, I should say, twice in the final. Did I say Indonesians? Indonesians, in contrast, have 13 titles in this Thomas Cup. Reminiscent of what happened in the opening game. Anthony Ginting, as anticipated, one so young in this sort of big arena, just coming a little unstuck and giving away a couple, as his compatriot did, Jonatan Christie, unforced errors. But the back end of the game, he really locked down and played so securely. Three in a row for this man. Testament to the power of the smash. Racket head of Lee. Wonderful. He's shown such variety, not only in terms of direction, but also changes of pace on that smash. So versatile up there. Look at that. Again, he does some sterling work to level up. It's been a real feature of this opening game, where he was just playing catch-up through the sort of front half of the game, if you will. And Lee again, immediately, after a couple of those strong showings from Anthony Ginting, gets on the front foot himself. It's something he has to do more often. almost missed that as well. Well, one thing's for sure, I don't think this man is going to fatigue. He looks incredibly strong. Unlucky. In here, two courts with all-consuming action. Stadium Arte about 3/4 full. There's a real purr and buzz about the place now. Well played, closed the net down so quickly. Goes in these sort of fits and starts, doesn't he, younger Anthony Ginting, the 19-year-old? He'll suddenly sort of switch on for a few immaculate points and then just go walkies a little bit and spray maybe a smash a little bit too wide, and that's natural, of course. He's still evolving as a player with skills, and not just physically, mentally as well. It's all about longer sustained periods of concentration. He'll get it, I'm sure. Well played. But he really is a talent. And there at the back row there, just swinging feverishly, the inflatable clapper was Tommy Sugiarto with a big smile on his face. And of course, his father, Richard, in 1983, in Copenhagen, was the world champion in men's singles. And Tommy is the first badminton player to emulate a parent by medaling in Copenhagen in the World Championships 2014 with the bronze. So a little bit of history for you there. Sugiarto, we think, well, he's won 3 from 3 of his matches, but why he's not playing today, we don't know, is the honest answer. But he's perhaps injured. He's been beset by quite a bit of injury woes over the years, and possibly it's hampered him for today's non-selection. But it's all happening here, and I can tell you that China have just gone 2-0 up against India on court 1 in the Uber Cup first semi-final showing. Wang Shishian taking all of the cheers and the adulation. high return, saw it so early and pounced, and just thrashed it away dismissively into the corner of the court. So, Ginting, having worked so effectively to seal the opening game by a margin of 3 points, is still with the upper hand here. But it's a tight one throughout. And one thing's for sure, Lee will ask a lot of questions because of his physicality. Oh, that's a brilliant drop. One thing's for sure, that if this man is going to win this match, he will have to win it. He will not be given much at all. Lee Dong-kyun, by game style and nature, very frugal with how he does his business on the badminton court. Locked in at 10-all. Which way is it going to swing next? Who knows? Only time will tell. So at the mid-game interval then, it's the Korean with a 1-point advantage, but he's trailing the opening game to young Anthony Ginting, the 19-year-old talent from Indonesia.
Now let's welcome the players.
Well, we've seen a lot of high-quality points, no doubt about it. And the Korean coach, a man of few words, because he just left his charge to get on with some quiet thinking time. He's got plenty to ponder, but it was just a concise sort of stab of a few sentences from coach to player from Korea. Now, can Lee Dong-kyun turn this one around? Is there going to be a backlash from him losing the opening game? Yes, brilliant. It was the penultimate smash that set it up. So quick to close. He knew he'd struck it well. Just ran to follow it in with the racket up quickly. Well done. Playing with more authority than his opponent throughout, frankly. So he's called into serving duty once more. So risk-taking surely must be on the agenda for Lee now. It was in. nicely poised. He's not a very demonstrative player, is he, Lee? But he gets it done. Very, very good year. Ranking us inclined steadily throughout. A couple of titles, Korean Masters, Mexico Grand Prix. 3 quarterfinals as well. Points on his terms. What I've noticed is that Lee Dong-kyun doesn't vary it very much off his low backhand. Every time he gets one, he seems to just flick. Lift, rather, I should say. So 80% of the time on the low backhand. There we are. He lifts. He's physically very strong, so perhaps is that a technical deficiency? I'm not altogether sure, but it's just what I've noticed. And there was another few examples of it there. Just spilt wide after a lung-busting point. So Lee desperate for a little bit of a timeout there. He tried to call the court attendant on, but the umpire said no, just get it with your foot. It's not enough. Sweat on the court, and then going for the shuttle as well, so just blowing a little after that last grueling rally. That's what he thought of that. Still 2 points separate them then. Anthony Ginting just 5 points away from putting Indonesia 2-1 up in this semi-final tie. 16-14. Well, he's won 3 from the last 4 points, has the white-shirted Ginting. Can he sustain that momentum? Really troubling Lee with the smash power that he has. Good defense. Oh, shame. Had the point on his racket, didn't he, there? into that, but just below the tape it hits. The trouble, it was one of those long, grueling points to lose psychologically. So deficit reducing, this man playing very tight badminton. Wonderful off smash, inside out, strikes it beautifully. So he levels up, desperate to take us to a decider. Oh, that's absolutely gorgeous from the young man. 19 years old, what courage to do that at that situation. Look how deceptive that was. Two brilliant points back-to-back from Ginting. He wants this badly. 3 points away now from the target. As Lee Keun got enough to keep him at bay. There's a real apparent ambition with this young player. Drummer's delight. He's having a ball, that fellow. Good to see. It's a great atmosphere around here. Nice to be part of it. But at the moment, it'll be partying for Anthony Ginting if he gets this win. He's 2 points away now. Well, he can ill afford that. That'll be delight in the mind of Lee. Indications of tension from the young player, possibly. Let's see how he handles the next point. That was so brave again. This man who's been just that little bit more expansive and brave, imaginative the way he's been playing, deservedly. After 49 minutes, has 3 match points. Save. Team Korea can breathe again. His consummate display of power badminton, and the smash, the standout feature for Ginting. Lead on Keun, well, he played his part, but just a little too passive today against the young 19-year-old aggressor from Indonesia. Look at that, what a moment for him. Well, they put him at number 2 in their team sheet, and he rose to the occasion, and look at what it meant to him. 10 minutes inside an hour was all it took. Straight games. He's ousted the world number 16 and puts Indonesia 2-1 up. We'll have the second men's doubles to follow.
Angga 以及苏瓦迪、印度尼西亚。
So our players grace the court for the fourth match then in this Korean-Indonesian semi-finals of the Thomas Cup. Now these two with it all to do. Team Korea trailing 1-2 to the Indonesians. So it's Angga, Pratama, and Ricky Karanda, Suwardi from Indonesia. They're 4 from 4 in white, world ranked 12th. And they're up against the might of the Koreans, Kim Ji-jung and Kim Sarang. Two Kims, world ranked 4th. Been as high as 3rd in the world just a month or so ago now. So the warm-up begins. Just confirmation of the match that we'll be watching then. Kim and Kim against Pratama and Suwardi. It's a must-win match for the Koreans because, of course, this format is a race to 3 wins and they're trailing 1-2 in overall match wins. Angga Pratama, 25 years of age, been as high as 7th in the world. That was with his partner Saputra. And Ricky Suwardi, just a year younger, ranked 12th, has been as high as 9th in the world. Together, they've had some pretty decent results. Twice semi-finalist in Japan Open, Thai Open as well. Twice runner-up New Zealand and the Indian Open. And quarterfinals of the Singapore Open. There's Kim Sarang, world ranked 4th, 26 years old. And his partner, Kim Ji-jung, just a year younger. So they have been as high as 3rd in the world then, this team. And both teams are undefeated so far. The Kims, as I say, they've won 3 from 3. Their last meeting was at the Sunrise Indian Open 2016, in which Pratama and Suwardi, Pratama that should read, and Suwardi won. So in terms of head-to-head, the Indonesians, unusually being slightly lower ranked, are 2-1 up in the head-to-head showings. So I'm sure that the Kims will be keen to rectify that trailing head-to-head and level up at 2-all. Today's their day. Let's have a look at how they start. You can imagine that the pressure must be overwhelming, and the fact that the purple and blues here with their backs to us need to win this one to keep this tie alive. Otherwise, it's Indonesia going through to yet another final.
On my right, Korea, represented by Kim Ji-jung and Kim Sarang. And on my left, Indonesia, represented by Angga Pratama and Ricky Karanda Suwardi. Indonesian serve, Angga Pratama, Kim Sarang. The ball, play. Censor, 1 love. Love.
Wonderful slice drop.
So, 1, 2.
Yong.
2-all.
Good leave, just teasing the opposition there.
3-2.
Great idea on the return. But it's Pratama and Suwardi. 2 points ahead already. Poor leave by Jung. Thunderous though to redeem himself.
3-5.
Nicely done. So keen onto it, such wonderful hand skills in doing that. Look how he reads the play here. Brilliant. Oh, just gesturing that it was yours, partner, wasn't it? Sorry, I shouldn't really have gone for that. Hence the nervous laughter. Lack of communication happens at the highest of levels. Too much. These two lost in the final of the Bonnie China Masters to their compatriots who we just saw lose. Lee and Yeon. But they've also this year, the Koreans had semi-final of Malaysian Masters as well, and Syed Modi, and Thai Masters. Quarterfinals New Zealand and Indian Open as well. So pretty good year for the world number 4s. Results rise, but at the moment the power telling from the white-shirted team. But it's still early doors. Oh, shame, because that was almost the perfect turnaround, but the Kim's doing so well to keep the pressure on. millimetres off him, thrashing that away dismissively. The tape got in the way to his frustration. And he breaks out in one of those wonderful cheeky grins of his. These two are keeping the attack. Spoke of the area of strength for Korea being their 3 doubles pairs inside the world's top 6, which is really quite something, of course. But Team Indonesia, when you've got Mohammad and Hendra Setiawan on your team, well, it makes for good practice, you'd imagine. And these two, Pratama and Karanda, Suwardi, well, you know, they can only get that ranking up, you'd imagine, from 12th to even higher if they manage to spend time hanging with Ahsan and Setiawan.
Code to 20 seconds. Code to 20 seconds. Play.
Okay, then. So his player was just going over saying, are you sure that this racket's pointing in a downward direction as he serves? Oh, beautiful play from the Kims.
9-12.
Get on the front foot and stay in that aggressive one-up, one-back position more often now, the Kims. And it seems to us looking on that there's a passivity about Pratama and Suwardi, but I don't think so. I think it's just that the blues and purples are just driving the point so effectively. It's long. He spilled long. And Pratama was at the net there just with a couple of air shots in desperation to intervene and intercept, but to no avail in the end. But in the end, they came good because the shuttle spilt long over the back line. But there's an upping of the intensity of the Kims here. He's got a cheeky look, hasn't he, this fella? He looks like a kind of cheeky schoolboy from time to time when you watch his facial expressions. The line with that. Very close, but really exquisite touch from the forehand side here. Look at that. It was so low as well. He did really well to control it. Just the perfect weighting. Suwardi, he's just getting a little too excited, Pratama, charging to the net, and perhaps not the right time. But it's obvious why he's doing it. He wants to keep this margin of a lead that he's got. That was right as well from Keun, just. But these guys so good at looking for those mini opportunities. Good lead. Frustration etched all over their faces, and they just can't quite fully get dialed in out here. It was a very strong start from these two, very dictatorial, and the Kims have been on the back foot thereafter, really, but credit to these two for keeping them in check.
Play. Breaks the pattern over the last sort of 6 or 7 points of just alternating points. Put more pressure on their higher ranked opponents. Remember, it's the world ranked 4s against these guys who are world ranked 12th. Down the line with that as well. Oh, the umpires overruled it. Surely they have to challenge. 14-18.
Surely they have to challenge. Well, the lines judge had his hands down, so, well, that was a very brave overrule, and I'm really surprised that these two haven't challenged that. I really am. That perplexes me. Well, it was a short lift. But well played to these two. They're
clawing this one back, and the Indonesians really had the upper hand early in that point, but couldn't get the lid on it. So, can these two turn this opening game around in this must-win match from their eyes?
Service over. 19-15.
5 game points then for Team Indonesia.
Game point 15.
Rapid fire. Brilliant. Suwardi puts a lid on the point and the game in the end after the best point of the match so far. Wonderful badminton. Good close to finish.
首先感谢大家对腾牛杯线上互动活动的支持。如果大家现在把自己的感受都发布到了发布会上，让我感受到了热情。那么现在到了回馈大赛的时间了，我们要在第2局比赛结束之后举行腾牛杯摇大奖的活动。那么接下来请大家熟悉我们的参赛方式，在第2局结束之后，我们要大奖摇之。接下来请大家在弹幕扫描或搜索赛事信息时关注微信公众号，在菜单下方点击现场互动记录。
bola tahu dulu sekali-sekali yang tadi yang outside itu ada apa-apa oke startnya dijaga oke ayo kemana defense biar tadi oke ayo kemana main nolok panjang ya.
Well, it's a tough moment for these two. They're going to have to bring their best in this game and the next, because you feel the white-shirted underdogs closing in on victory here. Playing some really good badminton, just that little bit more proactive from the off. It's a very strong start from Pratama and Suwardi.
Second game. Lowell. Play. 1 love. Service over. 1 all.
So far, has it? They've been proactive, they've been going after the shuttle, but it's just been spilling wide, hitting the tape. They've just had a little bad luck as well, and well, one thing leads to another. Before you know it, you're trailing a game and up against it. And you know how easy it is in these racket sports just to overpress and try too hard. Some days relaxation is the best thing you can do, and just hope and pray that you can get it together. But look how alert the two Indonesians are.
3-2.
towards the very back end of the opening game and was just being gestured to by his partner to steady on.
Play.
Well, the Indonesians are really trying to pepper the backhand sides of the Koreans. And it's pretty apparent that they're going that way time and again. And I think the Koreans are getting a pretty good read on it, frankly. They seem to be bolstering their intensity down that backhand wing. And they're not getting caught out. So reducing the deficit then with 2 points in a row. Momentum just broken by the Indonesians. So they'll have the serving advantage. That's a beauty. I thought of that right before he did it, you know. Not just saying it, I really did. I thought these doubles players close so quickly on the return. Such a good serve to play that flick serve every now and then, but you've got to be mega deceptive with your execution. Now, is he going to do it again? Dispatched.
5-7.
He's a bundle of energy, isn't he? Sarang. Good lead. Can they hold on to the lead? Or are these two got something to say about it? Confusion over who was serving. They wanted confirmation from the umpire. Suwardi it is to serve, 8-6 up. Oh, it's a brilliant backhand block midway through there from Pratama. It really did put the Kims from the front foot to back foot. A wonderful way to turn the point around. I don't think we're going to see it on a replay. Yes, we are. It was just prior to this, but it was brilliant. And it regained the power in the point. Well, there's a wonderful blend between these two now of touch and power, and they're both gelling just at the right time. And there's an intuition about where to stand, where to go, how much to intercept and when not to. They really are fully dialed in now, but there's a long way to go. And that's in as well, but Lee's are challenging. Yep, so we're going upstairs with a challenge. had many challenges this match. They've been quite frugal in that regard. I beg your pardon, they haven't challenged, despite Kim Salang putting his hand up. So it's 11-6, the change of ends. Well, you can just feel what this wonderful sport means to so many people, can't you? It's a real crackling atmosphere in here with the drums. Team Indonesia are singing their hearts out behind the court, just to the right of where you can see. Top of your picture they are. They're very vocal, really having a good time. Lovely team spirit. And their boys are playing lights out badminton right now. They really are taming the might of the world number 4s. They kind of sniff victory almost. Well, it's good to be proactive, but it's easy to be a little too much so at times. It's a fine line to tread. But this man is the calming influence in the side. A lovely blended point from Pratama. Teams, but I think what I like the most about the Indonesians is that they've varied their attacks so much, and they've varied their directions as well, and the speed, and they're very, very hard to read right now. They really are taking the match to these two commendably, as they fought tooth and nail to try and turn it around, but well, on the day, you have to agree, at the moment, it's all the Indonesians. Can they see it home is the issue. Not with serves like that, they can't. And you've got to just watch the Kims, because when they get on a roll, they are very, very dangerous. This man, a ball of energy. Well, luck is on their side as well. It seems they're destined towards another final. points away from the final. Race to 3 wins. Everyone wants to be a pop star in the Indonesian team behind the court, to the right of where we're looking right now. It's a brilliant feel. Just beside them, there's a spattering of a few Koreans sat around, but not much energy. They feel a little downbeat. You can understand why.
Service 11-17.
Serve was short. And there's some certainty now in the way that these two are closing in on what's been a nigh perfect performance from them. You can understand how their head-to-head advantage for these two is 2-1 over the world number 4s. They're only ranked 12th in the world themselves. They've got a vice-like grip on this one. And you can imagine that the only two things really to get in their way are just a little lapse in concentration, or perhaps a little bit of a complacency. But stranger things have happened. And we've seen leads far greater than this evaporate in the blink of an eye. So they've still got a 7-point advantage, but it's harder to win points when you're well ahead. Oh, it's set up a little too high. Although Jung just kind of shanked it off the frame, it was effective, got it done. So the deficit reduced. And he needs to go for the towel, he's suggesting. Just desperate to slow things down and keep the scoreboard advantage. Like a noose around these two necks. Oh, it's out.
14-19.
3 in a row then for the Koreans. But they're still 5 points short. And you sense that the Indonesians have to turn this about within the next couple of points. Otherwise they could get a little tight with so much at stake. Well, they've deserved it, to be fair. They've been up against it. They've had a couple of lucky net cords against them. It's about time the luck went their way. It's come at the 11th hour, though. Very, very late. But suddenly there's a silence from Team Indonesia in the red tracksuits, just behind the court, that have been geeing their boys along in white. Sensibly opting to go for the towel to keep the scoreboard pressure on. Take their time. They want to keep these guys under the cosh, because they've several ways to pick a lock and get out of jail. The way he did that. He thought the point was done and dusted and just kind of walked around. here. Oh, actually, did that come off of... I don't know, I'm getting all confused. That was such a fast rat-a-tat exchange. Anyhow, Team Korea won the point. So, you sense that the Indonesians are perilously close to kind of... No, psychologically, the momentum feels very much with this team, although they're still 3 points shy at 16-19. That's brilliant and timely as well, because the purple and blues were really making a strong comeback there. 4 match point opportunities, 4 points for the final. An opportunity to play tonight's winner, Malaysia or Denmark. They're on 7 o'clock local time. 4 match points for Indonesia here. Well, a reluctance to lift there from the man on the right. That's well in. That was a poor decision, but in the heat of the moment, one in which a lot of people would have made. So it's deep breathing skills all round. Pressure moments these. But the serving advantage with the Kims. He wants another shuttle. .38 minutes played. Another 2 match points. A return winner. Look at the reaction. He kisses the flag on his shirt, and the Indonesians are through to the final again. Absolute delight etched all over their faces. Great to see. It means so much to them, doesn't it? Playing not just for themselves, but for their country as well.
21-15, 21-18.
So the score, 21-15, 21-18, in just 38 minutes gets it done. So Indonesia through 3 matches to 1. They've won 13 titles in this event in the past, 5 runner-up showings as well. But today, they've ensured a place in this year's final. There's just confirmation of the scoreline. Celebration in the hall here in Kunshan for Team Indonesia. Confirmation of the results. The 5th match didn't need to be played, but it was all Team Indonesia. All matches decided in 2 games. Indonesia came through 3 matches to 1. I can tell you that the next men's semi-final will be this evening, 7 o'clock local time. That'll be on court 1 between Malaysia, the 6th seeds, and Denmark, the 2nd seeds, right at the bottom of the draw. And they will be looking forward to pit their skills, the winner of that match, against Team Indonesia, who are in the final for yet another showing. That's it from myself, Paul Hand. We're going to leave you with some of the highlights. It's been great having your company, and do enjoy the final. Bye for now.